What's up, guys? It's Brad from Ghost Gaming. And welcome to episode 2. Episode 2, we're going to talk about jumps and just basic bike control. Hopefully, these techniques will help you improve on this game and well, maybe help you enjoy it a little better. As in our last episode, if you missed that, we discussed whoops and cornering. If you haven't checked it out, I'd recommend going and checking it out. Episode 1. Alright, let's get... Let's see. What we do these? So I was shocked when a couple guys were asking me, man, how do you hit those big lines? I can't hit them. I even have trouble sometimes hitting the race line. So, I'm going to show you how to do it. Again, when it comes to jumping, bike setup plays a crucial part. So when you're approaching a jump, any jump, doesn't matter what it is. If it's a jump that you want to send it, like when you're entering here. So here, when you're doing this section, you're probably 3rd, 4th gear, if you should be anyways. And you're gonna launch and slam into the face of this jump somewhere right here. Well, when you're in the air, before you hit this jump, you want to be down on both joysticks. Both joysticks need to be down facing you. That's going to shift the rider weight to the back of the bike, and it's going to give you kind of like a seat bounce. Just like that. That was 2nd gear. Some of you guys have a hard time doing that in 3rd gear. So normal line would probably be double, and then table, the table, the table, so on and so forth. And that's not using any of the sticks. That's just, I think that's the line the game would put you in, without being seat bounce. Because what we need to do, we're going to go down on both sticks right here. We're going to hit the brakes a little bit because we don't want to launch that. Grab 3rd gear, switch it down on both sticks. Whoa. So here, down on both sticks, like that. Also, you got to take your speed into account. Like that 2nd triple, I'm already in 4th. So here we're going to triple, quad, table, table, and that was me using both sticks down for that preload. Now this, if you time it right, you can actually quad and land over here, and then triple out onto this. So we'll try that next lap. Again, we're going to roll through the whoops. Pull down a little bit. Give us some lift. I would way over jump that, but you know, sometimes when you're racing, you need to. Now that may give you an advantage over the opponent. Not always, but in some cases, like, whoa, I way over jump that, I'm going to downshift to third, pull back on both sticks so I can make that jump. I'm going to try triple in again. Ooh, made it. Oh no, I got 2 square left. Oh, you gotta land just right on that double in order to give you the drive for the quad. Well, you see my ghost in front of me do it. And that's really, as far as just basics of jumping, that's really all you need. I mean, there's a lot of factors that come into play. You know, if you've ridden dirt bikes before and raced and, you know, been on tracks like these like I have, you know, then you know what you need to do with your bike. You know, whether that be a scrub or, you know, maybe you don't need to seat bounce it. But, you know, for some of you beginner players, you know, that's a useful thing for you guys to know, is the seat bounce. And again, the seat bounce is down on both sticks when you're approaching that jump. Right at the base of it, you want to start pulling back on both sticks. Right here. See how much further I go when I do that? So as far as just, you know, bike control, again, it's super important to me, anyways, with how I ride, to have independent front and rear brake on different buttons. I use a lot of rear brake. I do in real life too. When I'm racing, I use a lot of rear brake when I was racing. I use front brake sometimes. It all depends on how fast you go. But that also determines the control of the bike and how you do things. Obviously, you know, the normal turning is your right joystick. As you can see, the handlebars are turning, bike's turning a little bit. But when I get moving, see how much tighter that turn is? I'm using both sticks. See his body move? I'm letting off, so there's just the right stick. See how wide now that corner's becoming? See how his body's kind of tilted to the left? Look how much tighter this circle gets. Now that I got both sticks to the right. So that's important. You know, there's quite a few instances in this game that, you know, because I used both sticks, it got me out of the jam. You know, it may have slowed me down, but I didn't crash. You know, and you know, you can compensate a lot of things on a motorcycle, or you can correct a lot of things on a motorcycle just by using the rear brake. Whether that be in the air or on the ground, you know, if you kind of get in a weird situation and you think you're going to go off the track, you know, just hit the rear brake. You know, that'll at least make it most of the time to where you're not off the track. Slow you down quite a bit, but at least you're not off the track. You know, so keep that in mind when you're riding. There's a lot of things that go on in a race, in real life anyways. You know, so you want to keep those things in mind. You know, some people didn't know that you can actually turn sharper when using both sticks. So, and that's really it on basics for bike control. You know, throttle control also plays a part in that. You know, how hard you're coming on the throttle or letting off the throttle. You know, when you're, especially doing rhythm sections like this one, if you accidentally over jump, this is the other reason why a manual transmission is a must in this game. Not only are you faster, the bike is faster on a manual transmission. The bike also handles differently. It gives you a feeling that the bike puts up more or better, especially when you're coming out of a corner. You know, if you're in a race and you, again, battling for a position, whether that be 5th, 4th, 1st, 9th, doesn't matter. If you're battling, your bike control and your throttle and brake play a big part in how quickly you're going to overcome the competition. So for, you know, you beginner guys, it's going to take some practice, it's going to take some getting used to, but when you're in the rhythm section, it's always good to think ahead with bike, as far as your bike control goes. is if you hit this like I did a few laps ago, I hit it in fourth gear, I way over jumped it, I almost landed in the face of the triple after it. You saw me downshift to third. That's why manual is important, and automatic's not going to let you do that. As soon as you land, it's going to put you in fourth gear. But because I was able to downshift to third, which kept the bike RPM back up to give me that momentum when I landed, and then seat bouncing, that's how I was able to overcome that loss of momentum from over jumping the first part of this section. So again, if you're on an automatic, you can do well. I have some friends I play with that do prefer the automatic over manual, but they struggle in a lot of scenarios, because they'll downshift and then the bike will upshift immediately, or they'll upshift and the bike will downshift again immediately. So the manual actually gives you more control. Now for me, I have upshift on square. I'm playing on a PlayStation 4. So my upshift is square, my downshift is circle, my rear brake is X, my front brake is L2. So just to give you an idea, that's kind of how I have my buttons mapped out. I think you have to change the mapping because originally I think upshift is circle, downshift is square. I don't like how that feels, so I remapped it to upshift being square, downshift being circle. So that's pretty much the basics. I can go in much more depth on knowing the track, memorizing the track layout, knowing what part of the track you're in, what's coming up, so you can make your adjustments prior to hitting that jump or that section or that corner. There's a lot of variables that go on, but as far as the basics go, I think that this pretty much covers it. I would recommend, if you're on an automatic, as much as a pain in the ass that you think it's going to be to learn the manual, it's not that bad. You can usually get it down to a few races and you'll be used to it. Once you get used to it, you'll really understand what I'm talking about on bike control, because that does play a big part in it, especially if you're trying to throw down those really fast lap times, or you just want to get in a lobby with your buddies and they're just like, oh damn dude, how are you so fast, what did you do? And then you can share the info to them and teach them. My goal is to teach you guys basics, maybe give you a little more info than just basics, so that you can come in and have a good time playing the game. But I think that's pretty much it for jumping and bike control. Pretty easy and simple. Give you guys something to work on. And then as you get it down, you'll be able to make those adjustments faster. But that's gonna be it for this video. Keep your eyes out for the next one. Not quite sure what I am going to talk about on that one, but we'll get it figured out. Until next time, we'll see you at the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the video or the content, or if you found it informational. I definitely appreciate the support that you can give to the channel. I appreciate you guys taking your time to watch it. And if you have any questions, comments, whether they're good or bad or indifferent. Throw them in the comment section. I do read them and I do respond to them. You know, again, I want to try to help you guys have the best gaming experience in this game and love it as much as I do. So until next time, have a good one, guys. We'll see you in the next video.